And listen, it's almost impossible to eat completely healthy nowadays. It's almost impossible. It is, because you can't just go to a restaurant and get healthy food always, and you can't even trust the healthy restaurants for the most part that are chains, because if they're a chain restaurant, they're definitely buying in bulk. They're definitely, I just don't believe, and I'm not, knocking any particular restaurants, but like, the places that have the salad bowls and the this and the that, you don't know where that food's coming from.
Eating out used to be a luxury.
Yeah.
And we have changed lifestyle in this country, right? Whether it's fast food, whether it's dining out, not to mention, let's discuss the 2-for-1 deals, the size of American portions in comparison to the portion size in other countries. You eat 4 courses when you're in Italy.
Can I get a triple meat baconator, please?
But when you're in Italy, you eat 4 courses, but every course comes out and is this big. If you go to the South, if you're in Naples and you're eating a traditional Napoli style pizza, super thin crust, you can clear the whole thing, right? But it's so healthy. Everything is so fresh. Depending on where you're at in that country, the cuisine will change dramatically based on what they have available, because they don't fly shit in. They're not flying in Alaskan king crab leg unless you're staying at a Four Seasons or something crazy. Mm-hmm. They're using what they have around them. That's just how a lot of people in European countries eat. Well, and that's even the other thing. You're starting to see the conversation about aspartame come up again. I don't know if you've been paying attention. We've known that since Tab. You remember when Tab was like popping in the 70s and the 80s? And then it was like, it causes cancer. Like, we've known this for a long time, guys. You're not figuring out anything new. And they're talking about artificial sweeteners. Your body does not know what that is. It does not know how to identify it. So you think you're drinking a Diet Coke, I'm saving myself calories, but you're really not, because your body can't process the shit. It doesn't know what to do with it. Yeah. So you're actually confusing the shit out of your cells and your DNA. There's a lot of great conversations happening on social media right now. I want to take it back to what we started this one off with, though. And I got frustrated when I started to see, the memes popping up about the Amish, because they're talking about how healthy they are. They're talking about the low numbers of autism in that community. And they're correlating all of that with them not being vaxxers. And to be honest, not all Amish are anti-vax. There's actually parts of the community that definitely do get vaccines, clearly not 75 or whatever he was talking about.
The basics.
Let's really break down what the Amish lifestyle is. It is God, land, family, self-sufficiency. There's no electricity, I don't think. They definitely don't use vehicles. It's buggies. They build their own homes. They build their own furniture. They, like your grandma, grow their own foods. Yeah. They raise their own, livestock. No GMOs, no pesticides. Like, let's go big picture here, guys. I would say the correlation to them having low autism levels is this much vaccine and this much everything else. They don't drink, they don't smoke, they don't use makeup. I bet you'd be hard pressed to find a bottle of bleach in an Amish household. Yeah. I'm sure they've got vinegar, apple cider vinegar, and whatever.
They make their own soap. They make everything.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yep. I had an in-depth conversation with basically the head of research at the Nova University Tumor Center. She's incredible. Her name is Dr. Jean Latimer. She came from the University of Pittsburgh. She came to South Florida in particular because of the diversity that we have here. We have so many different cultures, so many different people from so many different places. So it really helps when you're looking for test subjects. She specializes in cancer, tumors, things of that nature. They've been doing some great work, but her main point, she was like, yes, we're doing research, blah, blah, blah. She said, please, if you use this time with me to do anything at all, it is to encourage your listeners to look into the things that they are using in and on their bodies. Cleaning products, detergents, again, cosmetics, shampoos, all of these things. And we take our bodies are incredible. But if you think about it, every time you're washing dishes, right? Your hands are in warm water, your pores are open. When it's warm, your pores open up, right? So if that detergent has chemicals in it that are carcinogens, that are cancer causing, that is getting absorbed right into your skin topically. Lotions, shampoo. You see in some communities, the use of products on children's hair, whether it's relaxers, different chemicals, right? Your brain isn't even fully developed, at some of these ages, and you're literally pouring chemicals directly into the scalp, right? Like you're washing your hair, your hot water, your pores are open, and you're just like, hey, let me just rub this up in here. Again, you get out of the shower, you're oiling up. And to your point, petroleum, it's wild, paraffin, sulfates, so many crazy things are allowed by the government to be used in things that we put in and on our body on a daily basis.
Water goes through
But I just strongly urge people to really, really, really start looking into these kind of conversations.
There's plenty of ways to eat healthy on a budget. But what it takes is discipline and time, which a lot of people aren't willing to.
Well, and some people just don't have. I mean, and again, because you can buy. Well, not only that,
if you can afford to eat at McDonald's 3 times a day, you can afford to eat healthy.
Well, you know what else I was going to say too? We also have a lot of farmers markets down here in South Florida. We really do, and a lot of people don't know this, but they take SNAP benefits, and they actually double them. So if you have government assistance and you take it to a farmer's market, a lot of them will double. So if you have $40, you actually have $80 to spend on fresh fruits, fresh vegetables. And fresh vegetables, if you take them right from the farmer's market and stick them in your freezer, they're actually better for you than a lot of the vegetables you'll find in the grocery store, which have been either sprayed down with things to make them last while they're in transport from, California or wherever to Florida, even though agriculture is the leading, is that not the leading economic, in Florida?
I think dairy.
Like industry?
There's several, but
dairy?
I think dairy's up there.
We're one of the citrus capitals of country. I mean, we have plenty of ways to get fresh fruits and vegetables.
If you live here you can have fresh food all the time.
But you can get it at a discount, and you can get it oftentimes organic at these different farmers markets. You just have to do the research. And a lot of places are offering, programs and things like this. But it's on you to do the research. And unfortunately, again, when it comes to crunch time and so many of us are punching a clock and trying to get from here to there and whatever, and you sat in traffic for 45 minutes or an hour, it is easier. And, you think, oh, let me call Panera, let me call wherever. And
discipline and time.
Yeah.
That's what it takes.